Hello everybody, W6Man96 here. On the bike, can we call it a bike? Yes, we can. Some of you may not want to, but it is the Niken. So I'm going to take this out. I've been wanting to. I'm going to ride it for a little bit, show you some footage, and then talk about it. I'm sure a lot of you have seen what this thing is. We got two wheels up front. What's up with that? And one in the back. We got the MT09 motor, crossplane 3, inline. Feels very stable. Got two wheels, I sure hope so. It's very comfortable. I'm not going to get into any of the ride modes. I'm not going to talk about the throttle sensitivity. If you've ridden any of the Yamahas previously, you kind of know what it does. This is not the GT model. This is the standard Niken. As you can see, it's missing the extended windscreen. This has, of course, you know, your cruise control. You can select the modes over here on the left-hand side. Still steers a lot like a motorcycle. Typical, you know, single front-wheel motorcycle. Corner's great. Suspension's a little too firm for me. Seat is very comfy. Goes just fine. I haven't gotten much out of third gear so far. Look at that. Wow, going like 60 in third. It's not even breaking a sweat in the RPM. Bike weighs about 580 pounds. I don't really feel it. I'm sure I would if it didn't have the two wheels up front. But this has caused quite a stir in the motorcycle community. I'm sure it's divided a lot of opinions. But for me, I'm all about it. I think Yamaha is doing something interesting. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, if you're wanting something that's a little bit more planted for you, this would be it. It's very comfortable. Like I said, my knees are very natural, just kind of bent over nicely. I'm upright. The mirrors are weird. This is a sidebar here. Brakes are good. You know, of course, you need some good brakes to slow this thing down. Fuel gauge on the right hand side. Gauges is really nice to read. Actually, it's kind of like information overload, if I can be honest with you. It's information overload to me. Want to wrap this up. Yamaha Niken. My takeaway. It's very cool. I wouldn't want to ride it every day. It wouldn't be something that I'd want to have in my stable per se. I like it, but it's not for me. I don't think it's for most motorcyclists out there, but I think it's another good bike that bridges the gap for people to get into motorcycling and feel more confident out on the road. It handles corners and acts like your standard motorcycle with one wheel up front. Other than it being bulky and wide up front, it almost reminds you of like a full dresser, where you have that big scope of, you know, fairing up front. You don't notice it. I don't notice the weight. I don't notice anything weird in how I sit, the ergonomics, or anything like that. It's very smooth. Gearing is very tall, but has plenty of torque. I would bet that the gearing is a little different than the MT09 or the XS900. It feels snappy, more has a little bit more torque in a way, but still has plenty of, you know, room to go. and this bike will go. Don't get it wrong. Don't think that it's a heavy bloke. It is about 580 pounds, and if we want to be honest out there, a lot of the old bikes, they were over 500 pounds. I have an old 84 Nighthawk S. It's over 500 pounds wet. So you got extra stuff up front. You have twice the forks that you typically do, and suspension components, and they got this thing in at 580 pounds. I think that's really great. So would you buy this bike? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this Yamaha Niken. It's a fun bike. It's enjoyable to me. Come on, let's go. Second gear, third gear. Wow. That gearing is nice. If you're looking for a bike to tour on, take you down the road, you may not want this particular one because the windscreen really doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, I'm feeling a pretty good amount of wind. It's blowing right at my chest. I'm about 5'11". But the GT model that has the saddlebags and stuff for you, if you're looking for a touring bike, look, that's fourth gear now. I'm at 60 and fourth, a little over 5. Here is fifth, sixth gear. At 60 is $4,000. Motor is not buzzy at all. These motors are really nicely balanced, planted, smooth. That's how I describe the majority of Yamaha's motors. So I hope you all enjoyed the ride on the Yamaha Niken. I know I did. Would I ride this bike again? Sure. Yeah, I think there's a lot more to learn on this and take away and grow on than what I got in this short little demo. And thanks again to everybody for coming along on the ride. We'll see everyone back out on the road.